everybody, it is TMI Tuesday, which means if you accidentally clicked on this video and didn't realize you were going to be learning about either poop, pee, period, sex, or anything else going on with the female body, you might want to click on by because we are going to get into the nitty-gritty in this video just like we always do on TMI Tuesday. My name is Nicole. I am actually a pelvic floor physical therapist, but more importantly, I think a mama myself. So I have been through a lot of struggles that happen during pregnancy, after having babies, and just from being a woman in general. And so I want to share some of those things that normally I don't get to share with anyone except for my BFFs over a glass of wine. I want to make sure though that you don't miss out on this if you aren't able to get out to be with your BFFs, or your BFFs all moved away, or for whatever reason you're just not having these conversations with them. I want to be that girl for you. Let's have those conversations. In today's video, we are going to be talking all about removing menstrual discs versus removing menstrual cups. And today I actually have a menstrual disc from Moonfleas and a menstrual cup, which is the Pixie Cup. Both of these are things that I think are great if you have a low cervix or a postpartum vagina. So I'm gonna go ahead and link a video above that I don't want you to miss out on if you are that person and you just cannot find, or you've never tried and you want to try out reusable menstrual supplies, and you think, oh, I have a low cervix or I've had babies. Definitely check out that video. I've ordered 3 different kinds, actually there's 5 different ones, and tried them out, and I give you everything from cost to how they fit, to the pros and cons, refund policy, how good the values of the company are. Broke it all down for you, and it is all there, so make sure you check that out if you are interested. But for this video, I want to talk about the removal of these 2 different things. If you are not sure what the difference between these are, a disc basically is something that sits basically at the opening of your vagina and just catches everything that might fall down out of your uterus. A menstrual cup actually suctions, let me get my fake uterus here, actually suctions around the cervix, and it makes sure that nothing can come out because it's covering the whole opening, hopefully, and creating suction around your cervix, so anything that comes out, it catches, you pull it out, and you dump it. These 2 things are different, and you might have already picked up on it because I just said it. These 2 things are different because this menstrual cup goes in and there is no suction to your uterus. This menstrual cup, did I just call this a cup? This is a disc. This menstrual disc goes down and catches everything. This menstrual cup suctions and catches everything. Now, there was a rumor a while back that cups were actually causing prolapse, and there's actually not evidence to support that wearing this cup would cause prolapse in any way. So I don't really know why that even circulated. But it could be true that the way that you are removing your menstrual devices, such a big word, I hate it, but I don't know how to refer to a cup and a disc in the same sentence. When you remove your menstrual thingy, there are definitely some things you could be doing that might increase your risk for prolapse, such as bearing down, because anytime we bear down, we're making our internal organs bulge down into our vagina and weakening, putting extra unnecessary pressure on the walls of our vagina, and that's actually what causes prolapse, is when our organs bulge through weak vaginal walls, I guess. So that, and also to pull down on something like a menstrual cup without breaking suction first, would definitely be pulling your uterus down, and you really don't want to do that, because if you do that, you're pulling it down where you don't want it to be, so it just wouldn't really make sense. So anyways, these 2 devices are removed differently. When you are going to remove a menstrual cup, this is the Pixie Cup, like I said, but all cups are the same in that they form suction around your cervix, the opening of your uterus. So you want to make sure that you're pinching, you see that? Pinching and breaking the seal. What it's supposed to do, if it's in right, is fully suction around your cervix, around your uterus opening there, and so that it can't pull off. That's actually how you test if it's on right, is you can gently pull down and see if it comes down. So to break that seal, you basically make it so there's not points of contact on all sides anymore, and then you just pull it down and out. The more upright you leave the cup, the better, because then it's not going to leak or spill anywhere. You pull it all the way out and then you dump it in the toilet. With this disc though, it's in there and it's not suctioned to your uterus. It's just kind of hanging out below it at the opening. And you actually are going to put a finger. I actually feel like I need a finger and a thumb up there, and it's kind of clipped. It's in there, lodged kind of behind your pubic bone, which seems like, oh my gosh, how could that's a thing? It is. It's really not as scary as you think. If you're interested in trying this, it's really not that bad. They come with really great instructions on how to just like tuck it up there, and then it just like kind of stays there. So you basically want to put your fingers in and bring it down and then remove it. Now, the more you tip this disc, this is full of blood, so the more you tip it to bring it out, the more it's going to dump everywhere. And that's what makes discs so much more messy to remove than this menstrual cup. I am trying to perfect like this lean back situation so that it doesn't leak near as much when I pull it out. And when I perfect that, I'll be sharing with all of you on another TMI Tuesday exactly how to do that to make this as least messy as possible. But that is the biggest difference between removing this cup and this disc, is that you, oh my goodness, the postpartum shedding is just awful, and it really sticks to that silicone. So you're basically going to break the seal with this one. This one you don't have to break the seal, you just have to untuck it from behind your pubic bone and pull it out. So if you have prolapse and you are worried about that suction, you want to make sure that one, you are breaking the seal first, or you just go with something like this Muenthly's disc, and then you don't ever have to worry about suction. And I've actually heard other pelvic floor physical therapists say that they use them and they recommend them as well. And that way you don't have to worry about, you know, am I doing any more damage? You're probably not if you're doing it the right way. But if you want to be for sure, then this disc is a great option. And if you found this video helpful, please just give it a thumbs up. You do not even know how helpful it is to me to have you like this video, because then YouTube will show it to other people, and it might seem like a small thing, but it's actually huge for me when you do that. So I really appreciate that. Like I said, if you are looking for a menstrual cup that is just right for a postpartum body or a low cervix, check out this video up here, and hopefully it will tell you exactly which cup to buy so that you don't waste any money on reusable menstrual supplies. It's been a pleasure. I will see you all in the next video.